Today's video is gonna be yet another tag video, but this one is gonna be a little bit different. It is the not suitable for work or not safe for work tag, and this tag was created by Katie over at Chapter Sex and Luke Lane Reads, and I saw it on Katie's channel, and in her video she basically tagged everyone. So this tag is basically about kind of more disturbing books and also sexual books. While filling out the questions for this tag, I discovered that I'm actually not all that naughty when it comes to my reading. Most of my books are pretty tame, so I couldn't really come up with the most extreme answers, but I did what I could. I still wanted to do it anyway because I really like this tag. The first question is, what is the last book you would want your parents to walk in on you reading? And for this, my answer is probably gonna be a little bit different from what you would expect, and it is this book. This is my Bible. I am a Christian, but my mother is not. And she does know that I'm a Christian, but she's not exactly thrilled about it, and she also thinks I'm not that Christian. So I don't think she knows that I read the Bible sometimes. So yeah, if she were to walk in on me reading in the Bible, that would be awkward. It's storming outside and you're home alone for the night. What book would only make matters worse? Now, I don't actually own this book, but for this question I'm gonna go with Buitenzinnen by Mel Wallace de Vries. This is a Dutch book that I read years ago when I was probably 13 or something, but it's about this girl who has these recurring nightmares where a guy enters her room, or a strange guy just enters her room and starts touching her really inappropriately, and throughout the book you're not sure, she's not sure, and so you're not sure whether or not these are really dreams. Have you ever read a book simply because of the controversy surrounding it? Well, never an entire book, but I did read a couple of scenes from 50 Shades of Grey for this reason. I even listened to the audiobook on YouTube for a bit, and it was awkward. Has anyone noticed she uses the phrase, "oh my," like every 3 sentences? What is the most cringe-inducing romance or sex scene you have ever read? Well, a few years ago I used to read a lot of manga, and there was this one manga that a friend of mine recommended to me called Boken. It's a shonen ai manga. Shonen ai is a Japanese subgenre in manga that focuses on homosexual relationships. I found that interesting and thought I would give that manga a try. It wasn't cute. It was rape. So one of the guys was in love with the other guy, but the other guy didn't return his feelings, so he pretty much raped him. I think he even drugged him first. It was just really awful to read, and the worst thing was that fans of that manga were like, "oh my god, it's so cute how he got all flustered." He did not get all flustered. He was crying. He was crying because he did not want to be in that situation. It was not cute. It was rape, and it was disgusting. What book has made you question the author's sanity? This book has kind of made me wonder whether or not George R.R. Martin does indeed have a soul. And also it's made me wonder what kind of deep-rooted trauma he has concerning weddings. Have you ever put a book down and not finished it because the content was too much for you? Well, that manga Boken, after the rape scene, it was never properly dealt with and the characters just continued their little romance, so obviously I stopped reading that one after that. But there was one other book I finished because the content was in a way too much for me, and it's Delirium by Lauren Oliver. It's really not overly sexual or anything, and I know a lot of people really like this book, but it wasn't for me. It was very insta-lovey, and just I could not handle those descriptions of all the romancy stuff. It was just... Alex is bent close to me. So close that I can see his individual eyelashes, like perfect brushstrokes on a canvas portrait. And now his eyes are literally dancing with light, burning as though on fire. What fictional character do you have the most not suitable for work thoughts about? Right now, the answer to that question for me would be Eamon Byrne from the Seven Realms series by Cinna Williams Chima. God, that boy is... yes. Is even more NSFW because the character in question is 17 years old, whereas I am 21. Life gets so awkward once you get older than the average YA protagonist. It's not my fault you wrote him to be so attractive. He looks older in my head. Show us your most NSFW book cover. And let me just say that I did not buy this, nor have I read it. Some guy just randomly gave it to me on the train after a convention and I was like, yay, free manga! So I took it not knowing what it was about. So yeah. Have you ever read something from the romance/erotica genre and what did you think of it? I've never read an entire book that was just erotica. Like I said, I have read bits and pieces of 50 Shades of Grey. And I've also read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and this is sometimes shelved as romance, but it's not erotica or anything. I believe there are some sexy times in this, but nothing explicit, and it's not just about romance either, so but yeah, I really like this book. You stumble across a port key. What fictional world would you not want to be transported into? Westeros, or just generally the world from the Song of Ice and Fire series. I would be dead within a day and probably raped several times before that, so no thank you. It is a shame though, because I really want to be best friends with Brienne of Tarth, but what can you do? Okay, so now for the tagging people. I tag Yumi from Love the Books. I tag Marty from A Girl Named Tuesday. Aike, I believe her name is, from Clouds of Books. Margot from Margot Vandersmith if you want to do this. And lastly, I'm gonna tag Lydia from Little White Lie. So yeah, those are the people I tag. Go and do this tag if you dare, and I will see you soon with another video. Goodbye.